All right.
Dude, I just had the funniest thing happen in class.
Tell me about it.
I had a student who had nothing with them in class today, like no bag, no book, no laptop. And I gave them like 10 minutes at the beginning of class to do the homework because I checked like no one did the homework. So I was like, hey, let's just like take 10 minutes to like decompress and
And do your
like maybe
homework.
if you didn't get a chance to take a look at the chapter, skim that. And if you didn't do the homework, maybe you do that. And the student like yelled, and it's kind of a small class. She just yells across the room. She's like, "Hey, can I just do it next week? I don't know my computer."
Bold.
And this was homework that was due last Sunday. Like this is a class that meets once a week. They get the homework, it's due Sunday. So it's already pretty late. And
Yeah.
I was like, no, no, you can't do that. And she was like, "Oh, well, I don't know my computer." And I was like, "Well, we're in a computer lab. Just use one of the
Yeah.
30
Use one
computers
of
in here." And
these.
she was like, "I don't know my password. I'm logged in and I saved the password and I don't know it."
Sounds like a
And,
lot of
and
bullshit.
I said, "Oh," I said, "Well, that's weird." And like I was just kind of shocked by that answer. And it didn't occur to me that I was maybe being hustled. So instead of just being like, "That's dumb, I don't care, leave then."
Yeah.
So instead of saying that, I was like, "Oh, well, IT is in the library. We're in the library. Just go ask them real quick. They'll give you your login." She said, "No, I just won't do it and I'll get a zero." And then sat like this the whole 10 minutes.
The boldness.
And I was
Christ.
like, I was like, okay, if like, what do you say to that?
I I don't know, cause normally I would be that person, but even that
I
seems.
mean, just say like, okay, I'll go to IT and then go sit somewhere else in the library for 5 minutes, like
Yeah.
just no, I'm not going to do that. That was funny. I mean, I'm not, I was a little thrown off, but
That's
whatever.
that's bad improv as a student.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing, dude. You're allowed to get a zero on an assignment. Like that's something you're totally allowed to do. I'm just so used to students not like embracing that.
Yeah.
It's always like a fight, like, "Oh, well, you know, I'm a Sagittarius and it's a bad moon for me. So
A
can I get it?"
Sagittarius.
It's just like in a way, I like aggressively respect the like, no, I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah,
It's just
the
so
firm no.
yeah, I mean, again, I'm like, great, dude, live your truth,
That
but
I was gonna say that they
it's
set
just so uncommon.
they set hard boundaries and said, "Fuck
Yeah,
you,
I mean,
fuck the
hey,
class."
good on you, student. I just like haven't had a student be that direct, other than you.
And with that being said, welcome to the show, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Show and Tell with Tone and Tone, the only Zoom pod co-hosted by Tony Hardnuts.
Tough nuts,
Tough nuts, damn. Well, I was talking about
respect
me.
me.
Tony Hardnuts is me. I need to go to a doctor,
Uh,
but I refuse to. Tony Hardnuts doesn't respect the doctors of the world.
hey,
It's okay. I
I'm a
would
doctor.
I would kill. I was just saying this the other day and I meant to text you. I would pay $1 million to be on a plane with you and then be like, "Quick, is there a doctor on board?" And I'd be like, "My friend right here, he's a doctor." And they'd
I
be like,
would be so mad at you if you did that.
and they would be like, "Perfect, this man is going into cardiac arrest." And you'd have to be like, "I'm a doctor of English. I'm so sorry." Um,
Well, okay. I can't spoil the scenario because you said you would call me out. If I was on a plane and someone said, "Is there a doctor on this flight?" Because I'm an English teacher, I understand context clues. and I would know that they don't mean me.
Oh, no, no, no. I would know that too.
Yeah.
But
If you put me on blast, I would be forced to like have to
I
explain
would
like, no, no, no,
I would
I would say, no,
cry.
I'm sorry. This is my this is my never mind.
And with that, we're gonna start the show. And we're back. How was class? Was it? I mean, you told the whole story at the top.
It was good. It's a weird class. And by that I mean it's not like the usual class that I teach.
Hmm.
We had a scheduling kerfuffle and basically they just had to kind of put me where I fit. So
Which was in the library.
no, it's the course is like a college skills course,
I don't know what that
which
means.
has some overlap with first year writing, but not a lot. So, I mean, whatever. I'm a good Boy Scout. I'll teach the class if that's what the university needs from me. But it's like today we were talking about communication, and there were a bunch of slides in the PowerPoint about when you're emailing your professors, please call them sir.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, if any of you call me sir, I'll fail you in this class.
Sir is my father's name.
I'm 32 years old and I don't have an ego the size of campus. You can call me whatever you want.
Just don't call you late to dinner, right? Am I right?
Yeah, or just don't call me
At all.
completely unwilling to even pretend to do the homework. Like,
What if I call you Segway? How would you feel about that?
is there like a pun? Is it a joke? Is a punchline coming?
Well, speaking of Segway, this episode is following up on our favorite list. I'm so glad you brought up segues. Thank you for that.
That
That was beautiful.
I know we already did my list, but that was my number one all-time funniest thing you've ever said.
Yes, yes. And don't worry, I'm keeping track of all of those. We're gonna start at 1 and just work our way down to 10.
Good.
So for my list, like you said in the last episode, this season we're bringing uh actual things to show and tell. So since I didn't do the homework yesterday, and actually put together a list of lists like you did, um,
God, I love that you did that.
I was like, I love that you did it because I was like, no, if I do this, like, I'm not gonna give it the right amount of effort that goes into it. And your first 3 slides were just straight up white, white backgrounds with text. So I was like, that's perfect. That's what I would have done.
Well, I listen, I could have went hard on designing the slides, or I could have went hard on thoughtfully composing my list.
Which is why I'm glad you put the effort there.
And remember, listen, I'm not going to bag on you about this all season, but for me, this is an audio podcast that you can watch. I don't care about the visual production.
Oh, don't worry, it's gonna get there. It'll get there. Um, so for mine, I was looking around and thinking, what do I have around my apartment that I could bring to show and tell?
Mhm.
And oh, look at little pants back there, so cute. Um, but so what I decided on was the top 10 books in my apartment. And these are not books that I've read entirely, but they are my excuse me, top 10 favorite books that I have in my apartment.
Can I potentially ruin a joke?
Yes.
Is number one the book of Kanye poems that you stole from me?
It's not. I did think about that.
Okay.
Um and I wish I would have put these in some kind of better order, but these are the top 10 books in my apartment in no particular order. The edit will reflect that I just said that. So I think the first book that I'm going to start with will require me to move a little bit.
Ooh, you got your himbo shorts on. Nice.
Did you see what that book said?
I didn't, but I also want you to know I completely blanked and did not pitch the Twitter.
Oh, that's all right.
I I
That was quick.
literally just sat here in perfect silence.
Don't worry. We'll do a little. I'll do a little voiceover while I'm editing. But so, anyways, my first book is definitely a book I have not read, and this is The Keys by DJ Khaled. Um, the back says, "Ride with me through the journey of more success." And this is what 2018 was.
4 years ago.
But that was DJ Khaled's Keys phase.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah.
so this was during the time where DJ Khaled was funny and not annoying.
Remember how into DJ Khaled you and I were as a unit?
We were so into, and was no, it definitely had to be you. We were sending the lotion back and forth, right? Because DJ Khaled had a lotion.
No, I don't remember that.
Oh, he had a collab with not important.
Okay.
Some lotion brand, but it was like DJ Khaled with rubbing his hands on the front. So yeah, I think this is like a self-help book or a DJ Khaled's success. I don't know. I haven't got it. I haven't read it. I literally bought it because I was so down with DJ Khaled, and
Do you think you'll ever read it?
I feel like one day I want to read it just so I can be like, yeah, these are DJ Khaled's keys to success, and people will be like, oh, does it really work? And I'll be like, absolutely not.
The keys are like be rich, already own a yacht,
Let's
have a
see.
jet ski with GPS.
Let me get an excerpt out of this. Uh, let's see the keys, DJ Khaled, the keys. Life is what you make it, so let's make it. Don't complain. Life is what you make it, so let's make it. I wonder. No, there's. I was gonna
It's
say that
really,
there's a
it's
0%
really
chance
wise.
he wrote
What
this.
incredible wisdom.
Shout out DJ Khaled, I guess.
He
Uh,
was a visionary in his time.
he. I still think peak DJ Khaled was him getting lost, on the jet ski. That shit was the best. Do you remember that?
Of course, I remember that. How could I forget?
Amazing.
I mean, the whole like basically the jet ski through Grateful, the album release cycle was just such a fun.
Was very like absolute peak Khaled. Like I think my funniest DJ Khaled moment was when he was like recording that lady on the dock and being like, they don't want us to jet ski in their marina, so of course we're gonna jet ski in the marina, and then he like has it flip the other way as he's jet skiing away. Oh God, DJ Khaled, what a beautiful mistake.
He's so good. What a guy. What a force of nature, really.
Okay, so let's see. Oh, okay. This is a for real book, one that I have read. Going from DJ Khaled's Keys to Success to the 7 Spiritual Laws of Success.
I'm noticing a theme here.
There's a slight theme for a little bit, and then it goes crazy. But this book is not so much actual like it's not like Rich Dad Poor Dad, like these are the rules you need to follow to be super rich and successful in business. It's more of like practices to like be more present and like
Nice.
enjoy like the moment. It's a very short book. I really like it. I keep it on my bedside. I read through it pretty frequently. There's only 7, so like sometimes I'll just flip through it. But I like it. It calms me. I can't really ever meditate, so I read that and I'm like, oh wow. I feel very like
Yeah, famously, you are not the chillest dude.
absolutely not. Like right now
In a
I'm
good way.
hyped off
In a
my
good way.
bubbly.
Is that a caffeine bubbly?
Oh yeah.
The fans need to know.
How
I
much
was gonna
bubbly
get
do
an
I
energy
drink?
drink. No, well, maybe the fans need to know that I was gonna have an energy drink before we recorded this episode, and the line at the student center was too long, so I'm on fumes.
Every time I turn around, I see you yawning.
So I'm not bored. I don't mean to seem dismissive. I'm
A-
fighting. I'm having a war with myself here.
Absolutely not. No disrespect taken. I know we don't say when we record these, but Tony is getting that 3 o'clock feeling, which
Wow, why don't you just tell them my exact GPS coordinates?
I can't. I would refuse to dox you like that. I love your whiteboard, by the way. I'm a slut for a
Thank you.
whiteboard.
Is
Um.
that your favorite thing at all?
Oh yeah. Um. Yeah, let me take a look at the rest of the wall. What is that one?
This?
Yeah.
This is a cartoon drawn by the podcaster and artist Alex Robinson that
Was that the art you had
incorporates my
commissioned?
dog and my brother's dog.
Okay, so
Yeah.
um, very nice Twister poster. Oh my gosh. Oh damn. Never mind. That's a different thing. That's for a different list.
Yes,
Number one. Yeah. Could you tell? Can you tell I didn't have my meds today?
I can. Yeah.
Okay. So back to the top 10 list. If you're for those keeping track at home, we've covered 2. My third
This
book
is number 3.
is The Alchemist by
Oh, that's such a good book.
I genuinely, where I heard about this book was a rap blog app where this guy, so it was djbooth.net. They had an app for a
Okay.
while, and it was just giving like hip hop lists, shit, like, stuff, hip hop news that was happening on the day. It was just
Hmm.
like a collection of those. And one of I forgot what story it was, what the story was about, but the blogger, the person who wrote the article, he was talking about this book and he said he's like, this is a book that I come back and I read once a year, and I've read it for I don't know how many years. And something about that, I was like, if this person comes back and reads this book multiple times, there's got to be something to it. And I literally didn't know what the book was about. And so
Oh,
I I
that's a pretty cool way to discover it.
and I love it. Like ever since that, I've read the
Yeah.
this is the book that I've read probably the most in my life, and I've only read it like 3 times. Goes to show how much I actually read these books. But I really enjoy.
Yeah, that's that this is gonna sound like an insult, and I promise I don't mean it, but I would have never in a million years had you pegged as someone who read that book. And I'm gonna tell you why for 2 reasons.
Tell me.
The first reason is that I typically associate Paulo Coelho's The Alchemist with like goth chicks. Like girls at Phoebe Bridgers concerts have read The Alchemist, and every dude they've ever slept with read The Alchemist because of them.
Well,
And
for the,
that's not you.
for the viewer, I am a goth chick at heart, and it's pretty apparent.
You're
Uh,
on the lawn at the Phoebe Bridgers show wearing like combat boots and a skirt and a skort.
in
Um,
another life.
the second reason is because one of my roommates in California put me onto that book, and I read it in like one sitting, and it for a minute it like totally broke my brain. That was all I was thinking about. I took a summer class, and the point of the class was like to practice writing whole manuscripts.
Hmm.
So I wrote a whole book of poems about The Alchemist. And I typically don't associate you with things I do because you're young and cool and not a huge nerd. So I'm like complimenting you
Hell
for
yeah, I'll take
and I'm
it.
surprised you read The Alchemist because you're not a goth chick and you're not a huge nerd.
But
That's cool.
but that goes to show you, at my core,
I am a goth
I
chick.
wish so deeply to be a goth chick nerd. So bad.
Dude,
I would
I
kill
think
to be in
like
an Astro van at a Swenson's playing NFL Blitz.
all right, that's not goth behavior. But I think like an illustration of you wearing like black eyeliner and like the fingerless gloves is our first t-shirt
I
of
was gonna
season
say would
3.
be a sick T-shirt.
And it just says I'm a goth chick at heart. That's awesome. That's such a cool pick. I haven't read that book in a long time. I'm gonna have to revisit that.
Yeah, I've gotten to the point where now I like, I mean, I bought the audiobook, so it's only like 4 hours, and now I feel like I've read it enough to where like I don't need to like physically read it because I read at like a third grade level. And even a book this small, what, it's only 100 and some pages. It takes me like almost a month to read, just with how slow.
Well, I mean, I think that's a book that is like worth reading slowly because it's just so tender.
Yeah,
You know, the language is really like it's easy to read, but you like,
but you
it's
get a lot
like
out of it the more you
yeah,
think about it.
it's more of a hot tub than a swimming pool. You just want to sit in it.
That is beautiful. It's this is definitely a hot tub. But switching from a hot tub to a hot take, well, not really.
Dude, you're on fire today.
I know I'm on some shit.
This
um,
shit is caffeine.
Speaking of you writing poems, one of my favorite um poem, I don't know if it would be considered a poem book, but the Shel Silverstein's, um yeah, just those, like The Light in the Attic,
Yeah.
what's it, Where the Sidewalk Ends.
Mhm.
He did The
And
Giving
one more,
Tree.
don't forget my favorite.
Oh, I know it has
Here's
a
a hint.
goofy name. Up and Away? No.
Falling up.
Falling Up. Damn. Oh no, that one doesn't have a goofy name. There's so I really love those. Would that be considered poetry? I don't know. Coming from a poet. Yeah.
I didn't, you cut out. What was the question?
Oh, I was just gonna say, would those books be considered poetry books?
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
those are totally collections of poetry.
okay.
Um, yeah, and I think like if there were to be any sort of confusion about what you would call them, they would either be a collection or an anthology.
Hmm.
But an anthology is either many authors or one author over a long course of time. And I think those books are like he sat down and started writing poems, and when he had 200 of them, he put the book out. So I think those are collections of poetry is what you'd call those. And
Gotcha.
they're fabulous. He's a favorite in our house. We're on that with Ben already.
I loved all of those Shel Silverstein books, and I think those really got me into not only like rap music, because I really enjoyed like the alliteration and the
Yeah, there's a
rhyming,
lot of rhyme, a lot of rhythm, a lot of musicality in
and
those books for
just how
sure.
goofy they were. Like reading, and I especially loved like his little illustrations, and or did he? I don't know if he
Mhm.
did the illustrations,
He
but
did, yeah, yeah. He was also like a cartoonist.
yeah. So like I loved all of those books, and I read those when I was little. But when I was it early college, late high school, a little somebody by the name of Bo Burnham
Mm.
did his poetry book called Egghead. It was definitely in high school that I got this, because I remember reading "I Fuck Sluts" in my study hall. So there's a poem in here that he does during his comedy special called "I Fuck Sluts," and it's as aggressive as the title sounds. But this book,
Sets a really high bar.
and let me tell you, the bar is here, and it just stays there the whole
Well,
time.
We earned our R rating. Do you want to read the poem for us?
Let's see. I'd have to find it, but I would love to. Oh, wait. I have a couple of them marked. Maybe it's marked. But so this book has illustrations similar, unsettling and sort of scratchy, just like Shel
Shell.
Silverstein's.
Yeah.
Let's see. I don't know if I can. Yeah, have you read this book? Have you heard about?
I have not.
Oh, okay, cool. So then I'll just read you something from it.
And this is gonna be interesting for me because when I was in high school, I really liked Bo Burnham, like his early YouTube videos. But now I absolutely hate Bo Burnham. So what I'm
Really?
interested to see is have I just like outgrown Bo Burnham, or am I a gremlin in my heart and I only like his vaguely problematic humor?
I was. That is
So this is gonna be an interesting experiment.
okay. Well, this is the first one that I have marked. It's not I fuck sluts, but this one is called Flower Sex.
Oh
Flower sex,
God.
flower sex, flex those sexy flower pecs. Good old April shower sex that lasts a half an hour sex. Yeah, flower power her, devour her. Don't cower, sir. Put the pedal to the metal and powerfully deflower her. Egghead by Bo Burnham.
The jury has reached a verdict. I'm sad to say I have outgrown Bo Burnham.
I mean, this is from maybe 2, 3 specials ago. Like
Yeah.
this is from a while ago. It's definitely not early Bo Burnham problematic. It's starting to taper off of that.
Hmm.
But I went to the show uh, right after this book came out, like his next live show. Amazing.
Yeah. People are like obsessed with him.
I
And
I
I
very much love Bo Burnham. Always have. At this point, still do. Can't say
let's
always.
never talk about inside so that that doesn't come between our friendship.
Can do. All right. These next couple
Can I wait,
books.
can I blow your mind?
Blow it.
So I think if I'm not mistaken, you brought up Shel Silverstein to, to draw a connection between the poetry and the sketches. Is that correct?
So Shel Silverstein was the first poetry that I really like got into. Like my mom used to read it to
Mhm.
me. I really, really enjoyed it. Loved all of the rhyming. And it wasn't until this Bo Burnham book that I felt something similar to Shel Silverstein again.
I
Because I
see.
really it was very
Got it.
reminiscent of it.
Well, okay. Can I build another connection between Bo Burnham and Shel Silverstein for you?
Build it.
In addition to writing really funny children's poetry and doing the illustrations for that, he was also a cartoonist for Playboy. And if you look, it's really easy to find like R-rated cartoons by Shel Silverstein.
Oh hell yeah, that's what I'm gonna spend my
Yeah,
afternoon
so
doing.
definitely look that up later.
Shel Silverstein is a fucking creepo though. Like the pictures of him on the back sleeve of the book, he looks horrifying. He looks like a man that decided to live in the woods and eat children. He was creepy. But anyways, these next couple of
No
books, since
judgment to our viewers that embrace that lifestyle.
yeah, go you, flower power
Ben,
girl, Ben. Don't eat people. These next couple of books, kind of just gonna skate through because there's not really much to talk about them, but they mean a lot. Here,
okay, Tony Hawk.
so running out of time. Perfect. 10-minute warning.
God, already?
I know, right? Shel
God, we
Silverstein.
suck.
Shel Silverstein really. Okay, wait. Actually, I've gone through 4. Let me do a couple of honorable mentions. I'm gonna chop it from a top 10 to a top 5. Top 10 to a 5.
Okay.
A couple honorable mentions. This book called Badly Timed Boners. Really, just a bunch of
Oh boy.
silly pictures of boners, of this guy with boners.
Is that one with his a guy getting his boner stuck in an elevator?
Yes. So this
Yeah,
book,
that would be a bummer.
I gave in my cousin's Secret Santa, or maybe I did it for a white elephant, and nobody wanted this book. 3 years in a row, it was re-gifted, and I laughed so hard every time because that was the whole point of it. I was like, I know nobody's going to like this book. It is only funny to me. And every year it got regifted.
Uh-huh.
I forced it to be with a different person, like, because we did it through White Elephant. So I really, really enjoy this book. It really just makes me giggle. It's so
Okay,
stupid.
so did it eventually find its way back to you, or is that like your copy?
No, yeah. So this one found its way back because
Okay.
after the third time, one of my cousins was like, "We're done. We're not putting this stupid book in here anymore." And I was like, "Okay, okay, guys, I'll take it. I'll take it.
It was me.
The joke started with me. It'll end with me." And you know, it's found its way home.
That's so you.
Another honorable mention is my Betty White, 100 Years of Wisdom. Got this
R.I.P.
got this right before she passed. R.I.P.
The
Betty
real
White.
queen.
And so I got this because, I would always say that. Betty White this, Betty White that. But I really didn't know anything about Betty White. Like, I never watched Golden Girls.
Mhm.
The only connection I have to Betty White is her as the grandma in The Proposal.
Yes.
Amazing. Loved her. So this is my toilet book. Do you have a toilet book or toilet reading material?
Well, I used to.
It's a lost art. So I decided to bring it back in this household.
I live in a shared house, so it's tough right now.
You know.
And we didn't have a shelf in our bathroom at Livonia.
Oh, this one sits right on the toilet. It's very inconvenient. But
Fair.
so I've just been learning a little bit about Betty White. She was very awesome. She loved animals, I found out. She donated to a lot of I don't know. So now for my number one pick. Let's see. I got
I trust us to
we
get there.
we
You
got
can
time. Well, let's see.
yeah,
I,
do your
I I
list.
tied a bow on that last one pretty quick because we also have to roll. Well, you have to roll. Do you have a die?
Oh shit, not in the office now.
Okay, don't worry. I have one. All right. So then, if we're gonna go through and give you all 10, this book, Steal Like an Artist.
Nice.
I heard about it before. I had to buy it for one of my classes at U of M. Um, really, really like. It's not a book that I come back to very often, but I just recently like saw it on my bookshelf and was like, maybe now would be a good time to flip through it.
Sure.
And have you ever read it?
It's been a long time.
Oh, okay. So you know the concept,
Yeah.
and it really I don't know. It makes me feel good. Like, wow, yeah, nothing is original. Fucking just do it, just to do it. Have fun with it, and make it your own on the way. So I really like that book, and any book that is mostly pictures gets two thumbs up from this guy. Um, let's see.
I think it's funny that and surprising that so far you haven't talked about any comics.
Hmm.
Speaking of books with pictures, there we
Well,
go.
that's where we're heading
There we
next.
go.
So this one right here, called Secret Reverse, is by Takahashi, who is the creator of Yu-Gi-Oh. And I saw this book on TikTok, and I was like, that's kind of a cool concept.
There's a
And
cursed sentence.
right. Um, but so I copped it. Really cool one-off story. Um, growing up, I really, really
I
loved.
see Iron Man and Spider-Man on the cover there.
Yes. So it's a little one-off story, and it's very, very, very Yu-Gi-Oh like
Cool.
influence. I
Give me
and
the one sentence summary.
Iron Man and Spider-Man versus Pegasus in Yu-Gi-Oh.
Sick. That sounds sick.
Like, it's so the guy who created Yu-Gi-Oh uh did the he made the story and he did the art. So he wrote
Hmm.
this. This is all his brainchild, and I actually bought it and read it like 2-3 days before he died, and it was like a very
Wow.
it was like a
Wow,
very
what cool, what I mean, what strange timing, because that was like pretty recently, right?
it was a couple of months ago, and I
Was
bought.
it that long ago? I thought it was like a matter of weeks.
Well, we don't know when we're recording, but for you and
Nice,
me,
nice,
yes.
nice, nice.
And it was I bought it and it kind of sat on my shelf for a while, and then one day I was just like, I'm gonna read it. And then a couple of days later, the creator passed away, and I was like, wow, what a like, because I had just like such a good afternoon with it. It reminded me of playing Yu-Gi-Oh and watching the cartoon with my cousins, and it's just such
Yeah,
like a good like it's just such a good mix of everything that I really enjoy, and I had a good
I
time with it.
have I have a weird fondness for that show. My brother was really into it. And this was like when he and I still fought like kids. Like we did not get along in high school in like a bad way, but in middle school we didn't get along in like a brothers
Yeah.
kind of way. And like we used to like kind of play fight over Yu-Gi-Oh! And I used to make fun of him. I would come into a room and be like, and like pick up like a piece of paper or a napkin and be like, I believe in the heart of the cards.
Me and my cousins used to take our Yu-Gi-Oh cards to every family function. We'd be sitting in the bathroom like at weddings playing Yu-Gi-Oh on like it was just great. And
You've
like
activated my trap card.
like me like I've said before, me and my cousins, we used to go to Yu-Gi-Oh tournaments, and it
I
was
love
like
that. That's so sick.
some of the nerdiest best times, and it's just so great. So this it's really short. It's just one book. It took me like maybe 20 minutes to go through, but it was so goofy, very 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 Yu-Gi-Oh. Loved it.
Hmm.
Um let's see. Okay. Real quick, this Moon Knight run. This is what the Moon Knight show was based on. Is this comic, and so this got me into all of these comics down here. Reading Moon Knight the character, and the show got me to buy comics. This one is
Yeah.
probably one of my. I mean, I haven't read a lot of Moon Knight, but this one is just so cool. How it's written, the art is crazy. The
Yeah, I
story.
remember you really boosting, like I think you had like just started reading it when we did our Moon Knight episode, and I remember you being like, this is really mind-blowing. So it's cool.
It's so sick, and it's just like I was reading it and I was like, this doesn't make any sense, and I'm like, it's not supposed to make sense. It's just so cool. So the last book I have is the Little Book of Answers, and it's full of shit like, why is it considered bad luck to walk under a ladder? How does spilling salt become a symbol of bad luck? And this is just shit that I love. Like all of that kind of stuff. Where did this come from? Why do we do this? Is my
Yeah.
favorite. I love
It's
it.
like trivia, like weird urban legends,
It's
stuff
like
like that.
it's like stuff that happens so often that we don't even question, but it's like, wait, why?
Hmm.
And with that being said, that is my top 10 books in my apartment. I'm gonna roll real quick because we have less than a minute. Okay, 9. Oh no, I don't have any of my stuff at hand. Quick. 9
Oh
is
no. Oh no.
show and tell topics. Let's see. 9 is podcast. Damn it, I gotta roll it again. 4, fast food. Damn it, again. 8, snacks. We haven't done snacks. We'll do snacks. See you next
We
time.
need snacks.
Show and tell with Tone and Tone. I've been Tone. No! Yes, we did it.